this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason, and we're here doing a video that is part of our warm-up series. So we're on the go, in motion, the beautiful streets, sunny streets today of Los Angeles, California, where this video will be part of a 100 videos challenge. That's to do 100 videos in 100 days. That's a self-imposed challenge just to make sure I get a whole lot of content out there that helps you on your personal finance journey. Today, I want to talk about a particular investment. It's a little bit specific. I've mentioned in the past about different investments I have as a broad overview of a whole, portfolio, a whole diversified investment approach, and I've in that mentioned how I include very, very safe, risk-free investments, which are in fact from the United States Treasury. So I have an entire video, in fact, actually 2 videos, and I'll put the link in the description about the investment of U.S. Treasuries in the form of T-bills, Treasury bills. Go check those videos out. Through that, if you've watched those all the way through, you'll know that I have a little bit to say about how to get them, why to get them. And so I kind of introduced the whole idea of it's nice to have this risk-free asset. So I want to mention another one that I currently have, and I want to kind of give something of an introduction, and that is I-bonds. Now, these are also investments. These are also different assets to have that are offered from the United States Treasury. So you could really consider them close to risk-free as it gets. It's backed by the good faith of the United States of America. So yeah, if you're wondering if there's any sort of issue in risk there, you're gonna have much bigger problems if there's a default on these holdings. So with that being said, yeah, let's jump right into not only the element here of holding this particular investment, this asset, because of the nature of the risk profile, that being that it's very close, it's you could consider as risk-free, but also what kind of return you could get. So this here discussion of the return with I-bonds, you have to break it down into really 2 things, because your return comes from the combination of 2 different rates that really you're getting. And the first that you're getting is a fixed rate. So you get this rate for the entire length, the entire duration of holding your I-bonds. So you get it when you first buy in, and then when you go to redeem it, that's also all the way through. You're getting this exact fixed rate. Now, it might get a little confusing because, yes, the fixed rate changes over time in what's announced of it and all these things, but this is just to say it changes for when certain time periods that you might buy in at. So that's to say it's going to be the same for the whole holding of an I-bond, but just for me getting in say the year 2022, I have a 0% fixed rate. That part doesn't really factor into it for me. But if you want to get into one, say if you wanted to purchase one today, the current fixed rate is 1.3%. So yes, it does change over time for when you could buy in at, but it will stay fixed for once you buy in all the way through. Okay, so hopefully made that clear. So the first part, a fixed rate. Second part is this kind of inflation rate, and that will be changing as you hold your I bond. It happens to change every 6 months. The announced rate of what will be reset, your inflation portion, inflation rate part will be set to, that's announced to take effect May 1st and November 1st. So yeah, there's ways to kind of predict a little bit as to what the actual inflation rate will be set to, because that is derived. There is a formula. It is derived from the CPI data. So if you want to kind of plan ahead, and as CPI data gets announced, gets released every month, then you can kind of get a sense as to all the way through when it finally gets to be May 1st, when the resetting of the inflation rate takes effect. And then basically then when you purchase your I bonds, you get locked in for 6 months. So let's say you buy in June like I did, it already had effect. The inflation rate portion already was in effect, and then it won't be, and so I get that all the way through from June, July, August, September, October, and then November, and then come December, that's when my 6 months kind of are up of that already announced locked in inflation that I enjoyed. And then that December 1st, I get that new, it sort of resets, because again, remember, it during that period it reset on November 1st to something new. And I can go through all the whole history as to what I had. I'll maybe do that in another video. There's a whole kind of long holding I had and when it got reset and what they were. I can give you the exact numbers. Love to do that. Maybe you're entertained by that. Maybe that completely puts you to sleep. But just give you the very open and honest kind of what I went through, what were the exact numbers that I was able to experience. All right, so with that said, that kind of gives you a sense as to how your investment in I bonds, the whole math actually works out. It's a combination of that fixed rate, and it's also the inflation rate, which, like I said, changes. Now, you earn every month according to both of that inflation rate, the combination of your inflation rate and the fixed rate. And so you earn that, but as far as when you're through I bonds, when your money is actually compounded, it's a semi-annual, so it's every 6 months. So that's another element to it. I should say, because I went at length of how you could go about thinking and sort of predicting different things as to the inflation rate being able to be predicted, the actual fixed rate, as it's changing, and you can kind of get a general sense, and sure, there might be some ways that you can make a general prediction, but no, there is no announced formula. It's not derived based on announced figures and statistics. That is a little bit more of a mystery. So as to what the fixed rate might be in the future, that's totally a guess. You can have a general sense, but the exact figure, yeah, you're gonna have to get the actual news, the actual announced fixed rates from the Treasury. Okay, so let me mention one more part right here and right now, and I'll leave a whole lot of other details into future videos. I'll mention kind of what my experience is getting in and to purchasing I bonds, how it attracted my attention, all these different things. I'll kind of go through more of something of a story of a history in another video, and then yet a third video just to break up some of this content to not have it super long. I've already I've already gone on for far too long, and that is to say I'll make a third video that will talk about selling, so getting out. So a video to go in, that will be the next one, and then I'll do kind of the third of a planned trilogy here, which will be selling, redeeming your I bonds, and getting out, and some of the kind of details and some of the tips and tricks there. Okay, so hopefully that gave you something of an introduction. I bonds being treasuries from the government, and you could start to look into it. I would recommend looking at treasurydirect.gov. That's not only a great resource to learn and sort of do your research to see if this is an investment that fits for you, but also that's going to be, in my opinion, the best and easiest place to actually go ahead and purchase and then later redeem, sell your I bonds. So with all that being said, go check out treasurydirect.gov now that this video is coming to a close, but maybe into the future you're already seeing ahead of you that there's going to be yet another video about I bonds that will talk about my journey getting in and buying in and how you might consider buying in. And lastly, there might also be a video, as I plan to make, that will be how to redeem and how to get out. Alright, so go check out those videos if you're checking that out in the future. So I'm filming this now, haven't made those videos yet, but I plan to make them, so they'll be there. Alright, I'll leave you there for now. I bonds, check them out. Gotta run.